suspected reptilian inbred celebrates her jubilee. Paris sees its last execution to the guillotine. The king of rock and roll, Elvis Presley, dies. Red Rum runs to its third Grand National victory while being hit with a whip. MASH, the legend, is 9 years old and looking hot. Ow! I know what you're thinking. MASH is part of the Illuminati. Am I bollocks? I'm not doing this on purpose. It's 1977. I've superglued my fucking fingers together. Only joking. Anyway, I'm 9 years old. And obviously, judging by that photograph, I'm starting to get a lot of attention. And some of it from people who are not in my family. Sport, 77. What's happening? Nottingham Forest, with Cloughie, won the First Division. Liverpool lose the FA Cup to they lose the FA Cup to another team who play in red and live in the same city as Manchester City. Yeah, so I'm not bringing myself to tell you it is not happening. Virginia Wade, she won the BBC Sports Personality of the Year. Yes, and Wimbledon. Good old Virgie. Red Rum, third time, won the National. Wow, that's pretty impressive. To say it got hit with a stick most of the way around, yeah, but that's sport, isn't it? Alrighty, let's go down with these 3 TV themes. One of them particularly difficult. If you get this, I'll be well impressed. So have a listen and I'll tell you what they are later. Here's your first one. And the second one.
Once upon a time, there were 3 little girls who went to the police academy.
And the third one. Quite difficult, this. There you go. Tell you what they are later. So what other shows were on UK TV in 1977? You had Kermit the Frog and the Muppet Show. Yeah, a format, that in 2020 went on to be perfected by the Tory party. Lying bastards. Get them out! What else was on telly? The first ever Top Gear. Man, that's a long time ago. The Krypton Factor. I do remember that because you had to be brainy and be able to climb over shit. Strange format. Robin's Nest. And Jesus of Nazareth. Aye. Okay. Spoiler alert. If you've never seen Jesus of Nazareth, he dies in the end. If you are a Christian, forgive me. That's your job, that's what you do. And then do you remember this fella? Ludwig. Yeah, Ludwig was basically a fat egg that played fucking music. Dunno. And then check this bloke out. Yeah, Tony Hart. Probably on face value, he looked to be and conducted himself as the nicest person in the history of ever. But I like to he was just pure vanilla cream, wasn't he? But I like to think, once he'd finished doodling shit and making that plasticine wanker morph, I'd like to think when he got home, he just sort of banged a pair of tracky bottoms on. Yeah, and sort of started kicking all the pets around his house and putting fags out on them and shouting, "That's for fucking morph!" Maybe he didn't, I don't know. But bizarrely, his incarnation, Morph, went on to get his own show, The Amazing Adventures of Morph, and fucking Tony got cancelled. Man alive, mental. You couldn't make the shit up, could you? Oh, I am doing. Films. The big blockbusters of blockbusters. What the fuck's a blockbuster? Blockbusters. Hey, teething boy. Saturday Night Fever, Night Fever. Now I remember that because they gave you the footsteps in one of the. It might have been a musical magazine like Melody Maker or something. But our kid, Cole, he cut the steps out. And he was fucking mad on John Travolta at the time. He cut the steps out and put them in his bedroom. Because he was the oldest, he had a big bedroom. And all you heard for weeks on end was this fucking banging above you. And he never did perfect it. Although, I don't think he thought to take his calipers off at any point, which might have helped him. Star Wars! Less said the better. I've never understood Trekkies and Star Wars geeks and just sci-fi wankers in general. Grow the fuck up. Move on. Smokey and the Bandit, that was a classic. Yeah, I did enjoy that. And do 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 do. Close Encounters. Brilliant. I like that one. What was happening in music? No! On August the 16th, 1977, the fat kid chucked a six, sat on the toilet, full up to the brim with prescription drugs and barbiturates. And the headline the next day was, "The King of Rock and Roll is dead." And I was really upset because I thought that meant Jerry Lee Lewis, or who was the other one who was even better than him? Little Richard. Whoa! God, Little Richard was an absolute legend. Yeah, but no, turns out it was Elvis Presley. Yeah, he died on the shithouse. And I don't want to. I do like Elvis. Don't get me wrong, but he's given too much credit because he was a little bit of a manufactured gimp. Yeah. So that's my take on Elvis. But you're getting an Elvis song this year. I've just recorded it. So it won't be for sale on public. So this will be a one-off. Because I just recorded it quickly for the purposes of this video. Better than Elvis, The Clash. The Clash were massive in the UK. And they were going worldwide. Still love The Clash. Fleetwood Mac's Rumours album. Without Peter Green for the first time because he'd checked into a mental institution because he had a little bit too much acid. He had a little bit too much acid and couldn't get off the merry-go-round. Yeah, we've all been there. As soon as you see a gap, you've got to get off. Got to get off, Peter. You can't keep just going round and round and round. No. So Peter Green was bollocksed, but they went on to make a fantastic album called Rumours, which still stands the test today. Sex Pistols signed to A&M Records outside Buckingham Palace, giving it that to the old reptilian. Yeah. And then the contract was terminated 6 days later because they went into their offices and trashed it all. Proper rock stars, you know what I mean? Not like that Bieber knobhead and people like that. That's how you want your rock stars. You don't want your rock stars to be approachable and nice. You want them to be absolute fucking idiots. Full of anarchy and mayhem. That's what you're supposed to be. Yeah. Don't go around like Ed Sheeran doing fucking charity work. Get back under your stone. Don't get me going on the Sheeran. This was quite groundbreaking. If you can recall the Donna Summer #1, I Feel Love. I feel love, I feel love, I feel love, I feel love, I feel love. It was the first song ever where the whole backing track was fully synthesized. Yeah, and still a great, great track to this day. France won Eurovision with a song that I'm booked if I'm going to have a go at pronouncing it. And your Christmas number one, oh, it's another one of them that just boils my piss. In fact, the only thing I like about it is the lead break in the middle, that is a lead break of bagpipes. But it is the fucking dirge that Paul McCartney bestowed on the world. Mull of bastard Kintyre. It's just unpalatable pap. Anyway, while we're on music, have a listen to this and check these photos out. Get the old cogs going. Get down memory lane. I'll see you straight after this. Ta-da! Baby, getting closer. The lights are going down. The sound of you breathing has made the mood I'm in. All of my resistance is lying on the floor, taking me to places I've never been before. Oh, and I can feel it, way down where the music plays, way down like a tidal wave, way down where the fire plays, way down, way on down, Ooh, my head is spinning, you got me in your spell, 100 magic fingers, swirling carousel, medicine within me, the doctor could prescribe. Your love is doing something I just can't describe. Oh, and I can feel it, feel it, feel it, feel it, way down where the music plays, way down like a tidal wave, way down where the fire plays, way down, down, way on down. Hold me again, tight as you can. I need you so, baby, Lord, let's go. Way down where it feels so good. Way down like I hope it would. Way down where I never could. Way down, down, way on down, way on down. 3, 2, 1, back in the room. Yeah, how ironic. Elvis Presley, Way Down. Number one, the same year that he ended up way down. So what else was occurring? I'll tell you what the major event was in the UK. Now, everybody was celebrating the jubilee of a non-elected, foreign, incestual, pedo-breeding, shape-shifting, reptilian for some reason. Yeah, not me. No, I was busy scrumping. Till I got a little bit of deli belly from a bit of a crabapple binge. Fucking, I used to love scrumping. I remember a bloke on Top Road met us all badly. Me, Jay, Stanley and a few others. I can't remember who else there was. Kev Moles maybe. Yeah, we'd gone. He had the best apples and pears. Not many people had pears, but he did. And the bastard had sprayed him with some sort of insecticide. And we did get sick. We did. But, you know, we come through it because we were 70s kids and not fannies. What cars were popular? I'll tell you what was. The Porsche 928. In fact, I'll rephrase that. The Porsche, because people who say Porsche just fucking need a slap. So the Porsche 928, but the biggest selling car was the Ford Cortina, Mac, whatever. Bothered. Ing, 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 ing. Bike wankers. Oh, all the young'uns, I remember, had something called a Yam Fizz. And it was the Yamaha FS1E, which was, I think, it was a two-stroke, single-cylinder, rotary disc valve. Like you haven't just fucking ripped that off. Yeah, to be honest, I read that. So, but anyway, the government weren't fucking happy. So they took all the new FS1E registered in 77 and they restricted them to 31 miles per hour, which was plenty good enough for the tossers in my book. On to UK prices. How much did shit cost, Mash, in 77? I'll tell you, have a listen. Your Ford Cortina, just mentioned, was £2,500. Petrol was creeping ever closer to the quid mark. It was 78 pence a fucking gallon. Pint of beer, 38p. Let's get on that. 20 tabs, 55 pence. And a can of Coke was 11 pence. This is the one that does me every week. It does make me laugh. Your average weekly wage for men was £70. Pretty decent. And women were £43. Your no-tails were 43 quid. Which, I think, they were whinging because they were trying to creep ever closer to the glass ceiling of being equal on terms of pay as men. But at 43 quid against 70 quid, I think it's still a bit much, you know. Because at some point, you just know they're going to fuck off and have a baby and do nothing for a year and expect to get paid. And whinge that they're tired and nobody cares about them since they had the baby. All people want to do is come and see me baby. They're not bothered about me. Fucking shut up. Just saying. Get this. I was amazed when I read this fact. On March the 10th, 1977, it was the first time in history that the rings of Uranus had been seen. Imagine that. Imagine you're the first person to see the rings of Uranus. I don't know. But they were pretty delighted. You'd go, is that it? More impressive. Have a look at this. Wow. The first bag ever of Monster Munch. And they were beef flavour. Yeah, bit of beef. And the first Monster Munch on the front, I read on it, because they actually had a fucking Monster Munch fan club as well. Weirdos. The first one was purple, I believe, and he had wheels for feet. Why? It's not really a monster, is it? No. And then this was invented. So you're troughing on your Monster Munch, you think, wow, fucking bloated on all that potato-based maize corn snacks. However can I get a little bit of timber off? Look! Yes! Slim Fast. The all new, no singing and no fucking dancing, tastes like shit, was invented. And I read the early report stated, so they brought it out in 77, and the first thing anybody wrote about it was, and it states, it appears to function no better than behavioural counselling. Wow! Who even comes up with writing that shit? So yeah, Slim Fast. Now this was the staggering fact from 77, and I am still a little bit, I ran it past Big Ray this morning, she's like, fuck off. I says, I'm telling you, do your research, kid. So, they were the firsts, this was the last, Okay, 1977 in Paris was the last ever execution at the hands of Madame Guillotine. Oh, yeah. When I read that, I was like, you fucking what? I thought somebody had been pissing about with Wikipedia, because I seriously thought that the guillotine shit had gone out with the French Revolution of 1789. But no, they murdered a bloke in 77 in the French prison. He was the last person ever to be guillotined. They're fucking not right, are they, the old froggies? They're crackers. Fashion. Turn to the left. People were wearing sporty jumpsuits, softly gathered jerseys that you would feel comfortable going out in even after a day's graft. You scruffy bastards. You must have Christmas toys. There were a few. The Atari 2600 was sold that year. That was the one that had, I remember Dave Redhead had it. Yeah, a little Star Wars thing where you were underneath and shooting. I'm not sure it made that noise, but it might have been more of a laser. Ooh, ooh. I don't know what noise it was. It was 1977. I don't even know where I parked my fucking van today. So yeah, that was your Atari. Star Wars figures. Yeah, they were really difficult to get hold of that year. They were promised as a special, I do believe. And the portable, look at this, the portable 8-track player. Wow. Now I've got a bloke, if you're not familiar with 8-tracks, I've got a bloke who lives next door to me who's called me brother, and he collects 8-tracks. And he hasn't kissed a girl for about 25 years because you can't get one in his house because he's just full of fucking 8-tracks. What a weirdo. But he's happy. Can you hear me? Right, I've changed this around to highlight the travesty of the 1 in 1 out scenario. So normally I do births and then deaths, but I'm going to do notable deaths and then the births. So if you think you've died, you can go in. You've died, you can go in, and so on and so forth. So these 3 died: Elvis, Mark Bolan, Bing Crosby. I mean, fuck me, they really don't get many 3 on a higher stratum than those 3. Sensational, all in their own right. So who are we going to replace them with? So you've got Elvis, Mark Bolan and Bing Crosby. Right, I'll tell you the chucked in a replacement, because this is just fucking wrong. Ronan Keating, Chris Martin and Danny fucking Dyer. Unbelievable. It's like you've gone to a fridge and you think, oh, right, you've got 3 of the finest, most matured ribeye steaks there. They're really top notch. Let's fucking lob them out, and what we're going to replace it with? Some offal and pig's ass and a bit of Aislet. Yeah, it's just fucking wrong that they're not here, and they are. So, your top 2 boys and girls names for the 2nd year running were indeed Michael and Jennifer. Yeah, for 2 years running, they were the top names in the UK. Right, let's hark back down to those TV themes. Did you get them? The first one, piece of piss, was Citizen Smith, which was played by, it was Robert Lindsay, and he played the character Wolfie, the leader of the TPF, yeah, the Tooting Popular Front. And Wolfie, he was a Marxist revolutionary who, in actual fact, supported Fulham, why would you? Rode a scooter, why the fuck would you? Particularly by choice. And lastly, he was a fucking dolly. People have got fond memories of Citizen Smith. take it or leave it, to be honest. It was all right. It was palatable. It was probably, it was shite-ish. Yeah. Second one. Oh. I just have. It was Charlie's Angels. Wow, now you're talking. Farrah Fawcett, Jacqueline Smith, and Kate Jackson. Woo! Woo! Yeah, they'll do me. Any fucking order. Crack on. We'll have it. Superb. Awful programme, but good to watch for the bank. Now, the last one was quite difficult. It was Raffles. Can you remember Raffles? And I'll tell you why I remembered Raffles. He was a gentleman thief, all right? Now, most of my mates at that time wanted to either be Mark Bowl and Sid Vicious or Steve Austin, the $6 Million Man. Oh, no, not Old Mash. No, because Raffles, you see, he was a socialite. He got invited to all the best parties. He got given free booze. He got to nail the top bird at the party. Sorry if that's disrespectful. The top lady at the party that everyone else wanted. And after he'd kicked with her, he fucking robbed her. That just sounds like the best night out ever, doesn't it? Yeah, so I wanted to be Raffles. So that's 77. I enjoyed that. The memories are getting more and more vivid every year. And next year is a biggie. Alrighty? It's a biggie. It's a World Cup year. So keep smiling. Keep sending me messages. I do appreciate the messages all the time. And I'll see you in 78. Ta-da! I'm going now. I'm going now.